Trial run with the armature, and I'm realizing now that the arms need to be kind of, the whole thing needs to be like in a T pose instead of the way I had it. So I'm gonna make the arms, I recommend you do that too, in a T. They need to be out. It's gonna help with your armature being able to move it better. I'm gonna start joining my little guy together. So I'm gonna get the eye, and before you start joining things, you want to make sure that your modifiers are applied. On everything. Oh, it's all eye. Now it should be monster. Oh, the mouth. Oh, my teeth. Only thing I don't like what it did to the lips, but I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Join that and the tongue. Ew, didn't. There we go. Apply. Join. Apply. Ah. Join. So what you want to do next is add color to your monster if you haven't already. I did already kind of start mine, so you should, I think everyone's pretty familiar with how to do color. If you joined it together, you'll have to go in and highlight different things. After you're done coloring it, we're gonna make it hairy, fuzzy, furry, whatever you want to call it. Poise. Okay, so for the eye, I'm going to use like a more realistic version since we're going to be doing like the fuzzy hair. So we want to go into this shading tab here, and I want to select just the eye. So I'm going to hover over there, over that, and press L. I'm going to create a new texture. I'm sorry, a new material. Okay, go back to layout. New. This is my eye. Okay, I'm going to go back to my shading tab now. So I have my new texture for my eye. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and go into edit. Go back here, go to edit mode. I want to assign that. So right now it should be white. Now back to shading. We're going to do press Shift A and search for texture. Image texture. Okay, so in Schoology, I should have given you access to these different colored eyes, and then they will look something like this if you don't want to open all of them. So there's a blue, green, the brown, and then orange and yellow. So you can pick one of those to use, or you're welcome to find another image online. I'm going to use the blue one. So I'm going to go and push color to base color. I'm going to select new, and I'm going to open, go to my downloads. I think I need to take it out, okay, and there it is. Open image. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I need to go, I'm here back in layout. Okay, right now I have my whole eyeball selected. I'm gonna hide this and this so I can see. So right now it's putting the image texture on the entire part of my eye, which is not what I want. So maybe that's why it's stretched out. So what I'm gonna do instead is just select, actually I'm gonna first turn this back to white. Okay, now I'm gonna just hover over that first top part, go back to my eye, assign, still doesn't look right, so, okay, then go to UV editing. Okay, now I think we can, oh, hold on, I wanna go back to layout, edit mode, unhide all this, Alt-H, select that, UV editing, okay. Make sure here that you have this in edit mode. So with your place where you're putting your eye, you'll press U and project from view. Okay. Right now you can see this is the area that I have selected and that's what's showing up. So what we can do is highlight over that shape and scale it. Maybe you need to move it up so it's not quite centered there. And I need to go and hide all this. Alt-H. Okay, let me go back to UV editing. Okay, so then we'll go back into our shading tab. And we can turn, where is it? The roughness down. That gets a little more shiny appearance there. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is the hair. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add hair. Right now we have all of our monster joined. Maybe we should have done that. If you don't want your hair all over your monster, because then it would be on the eye and the tongue, and that would be gross, then you wanna go to edit mode. And you want to grab, hover over each section that you do want to have hair. So like mine's going to be the body, the arm, the legs. Okay, those are about it. That's about it. And I'm going to press, I'm going to go to mesh, separate selection. And so what that did is that made my body separate. You can see it is separate now from all the other things. So all I want is hair on my body, right? Okay, because it's going to be a fuzzy monster. Okay, so I'm just going to name this so I'm not confused at what I'm doing. This is the monster body. This is just his other parts. On whatever color, go back to the materials panel that you did for whatever color you have here. And we are going to change some of these settings to get it ready for the hair. So we're going to change the roughness to 0.8. The specular to 0.4. Okay guys, so to get ready for doing this hair, right now if I have this selected, you can see that I have his lips and I really don't want hair on his lips. So I'm going to go to object mode and I've decimated this and I'm trying to unsubdivide it. And I know it looks really scary right now, but I can fix that. It might be a little bit of work, but I want to be able to not select the mouth, and to do that I need to unsubdivide it so that I'm able to get this better. So then I got to think of where I want I can maybe change this all to my lip color. Now I can see it a lot better. What we need to do now is we need to create a vertex group. So to do that, we're going to go to Object Data Properties, and you'll see here where it says Vertex Group with your monster selected. You're going to create a group, and you can name this Fur. So this is, we're going to select, because still right now with this part, I'm going to hide the other part of the monster. this whole thing would have hair, okay? And we don't really want hair on the lips and right here on the legs and inside here, because even though the mouth covers it, it does still grow through it. So what we're going to do is we're going to, with this in our Vertex group, we're going to go into edit mode. And I think I'm going to leave my color on just so I kind of know where my lips are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the lips and his thigh and his, or whatever this is, and his arm. And then we're going to inverse the selection because we want to have selected what we do want, but it's going to, since I have all these different things going on here, it's going to be easier for me to select this first and then select the inverse. So I'm just going to come in, and I have face select on, and I'm just clicking and dragging over all these because since there's so many faces, and if it doesn't get them all, then you can always go back and actually click on them. So I'm just holding down shift. If you accidentally click something that's not, just unclick it. You also want to make sure you get underneath. Ooh, I think I moved him. Don't want to move anything. This might seem a little tedious, but it's a lot better than having hair growing in your lips. And there still might be a little bit of hair that comes through there, and I'll kind of try to show you how to fix that, but let's worry about this for now. So I think I have, the lip done. So now I'm going to go in here and select this part. You don't want to get too close here, as you can see. That means hair wouldn't grow there, so I want to uncheck that one, okay? I think I've got everything that I don't want hair on selected. So then I'm going to go to select, invert. And so now I have everything else selected. So I'm going to go over here to my Vertex group, click assign. I'm going to click it like 3 times just to be sure. Then if you uncheck it, like click off, and then if you click select, it should select just that part there, which is what we want. Okay. Now we will go into object mode, back to object mode. I don't know if it matters. Anyway, and we will do our particle properties, create new. We want to select hair. Okay, we can put this in shady mode for now. And where it says vertex groups, we're going to click on density here and check fur. So that will make sure that the fur is only on the parts that we selected. You can see that some of them are shooting out here. And then now I'm going to give you the settings that we're going to do for the hair. Okay, so here on emission, we're going to change the number to 3000. The hair length, 0.2. And that's all we're changing there, okay? I'm going to keep scrolling down to children. We're going to select interpolated. We're going to change the display amount to 20 and the render amount to 90. Now, you could mess a lot with these settings, but the only thing is our computers are kind of not the best. So because of cycles, it can only do so much. So I wouldn't do too much because at first I did try to edit a lot and then it kept crashing. So length, I'm going to do 0.8. Everything else at 0. I'm going to go down to where it says clumping. For clump, I'm going to do 0.2. And shape, 0.1. I'm gonna go down to now roughness. The size is 1. Endpoint is 0.1. Shape is 0.5. Random 0.1. And size 2. Then we're going to come down to here to hair shape. For diameter root, we're going to have 0.5. And for diameter scale, we're going to leave that there at 0.01. Okay, so this is what we have so far. What we're going to do now is we're going to go and take this into particle edit, okay? And what we're going to do is use this here. It's as a comb, and we're going to comb the hair down unless you want his hair to be sticking up. You can increase the radius of this to cover more at the same time. Figure out how you want his arm hair to be. I think I'm going to make mine go out this way. Comb his back. Might get a little smaller so I can get these. You can also turn back on the rest of his body, and we'll look at this in just a minute. So if you go back to object mode, you can kind of see what that looks like there. Now it's not completely what that would look like because we are going to render it in cycles. You can see he does have a lot of hair kind of coming out of his mouth there, and if you try to, now it shouldn't be growing out of his lips, it's just growing from up there somewhere. Okay, so what we want to do, and we're not going to be able to get it all gone, I can already tell you that. I'm going to go back into particle edit, and you can get this right here, which is length. Make sure you pay attention if you have it on grow or shrink. Make sure that you're using the right one, and I'm going to use the shrink, and I'm going to shrink this hair here by the mouth. You kind of got to really mess with it to affect anything, and every once in a while you might want to go back and kind of see what it looks like. So you can see already it's looking a lot better. Oh, particle edit. I do have my strength right now at 0.6. You could increase that, but sometimes it takes off a little too much and then you end up having a big bare spot. Okay, then once you get that kind of how you want it, you can look at it in cycles. It's not going to be as good. This is what mine rendered like in cycles. Okay, so that's what it looks like rendered in cycles. So you can see that it looks very different. You can look at it in cycles, but just make sure that the rest of your edits you do in Eevee, because it will be a lot faster. This is going to take a minute for it to well, no, I guess, if you have to go to the render preview to see it in cycles. And right now, let me turn on my camera and my light. Okay, but even then, it still looks a lot different than the actual image that rendered, okay? So I'm going to turn it back to Eevee for now. If you haven't already, I can't remember if I told you to do this already, but you want to set up your camera and light. So I'm going to just do the vertical split here, do this one in camera mode. I just have my camera like this for now, because hopefully we will animate him later. And then I have a light up here. I'm going to go ahead now and add a background. So I'm going to go to add mesh plane. Great, I gotta stop. And I think you're all familiar with how to do this. Just make sure that the background, I'm extruding this now. If you do it this way, you will bevel it. That helps round that out, and scroll with your mouse. shade that smooth. Okay, make sure that your background covers the camera. Then you can go in and add a color to that. I just did 2 lights, one here in the front, one on the side, and that's what that ended up looking like there. Okay, so the shadows over here, but you can do that part however you like, and both of my lights are at 1000. Okay, so now we're going to go to render properties, and we're going to change that to cycles, and then we're going to go to render image. Then you're going to give it a second and make sure that it's rendering in squares. If it's not rendering squares, then you probably still have it in Eevee or another one. It's going to take maybe 20 minutes. I don't know. And then you'll turn in your final image.